Kumusta? This is Scott Expat in the Philippines. Tonight's topic, I think I'm going to change it around, change the content around. Some of you might not be happy with what I say, but it might be for a good reason. Anyway, and I'm not too worried about it. Living in the Philippines and coping with what our new lives are going to be while we're there. Well, it's one thing to live here. We have all the necessary. Hello, Kevin and Gemma. Thanks, mate. We have one thing different here to living there in the Philippines. We have to pay bills, we have to work to earn a living, like they do there, but differently. We pay our bills via, I think, internet or via post office. You need to, when you get a bill, we get our phone bill, you can pay it at the post office, which is relatively easy. Same with our regos, we can pay at the post office. But over there it's different. You have to go to their, similar to us, RTA, Road Traffic Authority. Yes, I know it's different. Here, it's different as well. You can go to the Road Traffic Authority and pay your rego there. No drama. You still have to take a number, sit down and wait. That's fine. But when you do that, take a book if you need be. You might not be there long. You might be there 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, depending on the situation. Here, if you do it at the post office, it's done and dusted pretty well much, But yeah, at the RTA, you still have to take a number and sit down and wait. It depends on how crowded it is. And these days, not very crowded. Kids getting their license. It's up here in the country, it's different. In the city, more like sunshine. Footscray, Melbourne, suburban city, it can be packed, and you still have to wait, even if you're doing vehicle registration, vehicle renewal, roadworthy, because the police have pulled your car up because you've done burnouts and tyres are like there is a badger's butt. And you need to get it sorted. Well, same thing here. The bills never stop coming. They are a pain in the ass. Tell me about it, brother. But I'm lucky living here with Mum, help her out, look after her, because I'm her carer. And I don't have, the only bill I have is my car registration. That's the only bill I have. I haven't got a worry in the world with gas. Well, Mum pays that. Water, Mum pays that. Electricity, Mum pays that. Telephone bill, well, I don't have to worry about paying that because I have this and it goes through the internet or my phone bill it gets taken out of my bank. So Vodafone, who I'm with, will take the bill out of the bank. Well, you can share some of it. Hey, Christopher Beecham, Kevin and Gemma, say hello to each other. Yeah, mine just gets taken straight out of the bank, so there's no problems there with my registration. I go and pay that when it's due. My, as I said, it's so easy. But in the Philippines, it's different. You go to pay your rego, you have to sit, take a number, and wait. Same as immigration. You have to take a number and sit down and wait, depending on what you are there for. There's no need to get all heated and disgruntled and crack the shits with the person at the desk, because it's not their fault that you forgot to pay your bill, or you forgot to pay your rego, or you forgot to pay your insurance. It's not their fault. You must make sure that everything you do is your responsibility. Even if you give your wife the money to go and pay the Road Traffic Authority bill or your rego bill. It's no, I get the wife or mother-in-law to do it. Yeah, well, that's easy, And that's the same with buying land in the Philippines. When you're buying land, you let your mum and your wife go and look at the property first before you go and have a look. There's no need for you to get involved, because us foreigners, we know the system, we know what it's like. But it's no use cracking the shits, because if you go with your wife and they see a foreigner there, they know the foreigner's going to be paying for the land. It's not your fault. It's not their fault. But they can see a bit more money coming out. So that's why it's important to let your wife and your mother and your father-in-law go and look at the property and see how much it is. And you say, you do just say, hey, if you're going to look for land, check it out first. Have a look. Look around the property. And then, when you come back, it's okay if you turn around and say, hey, don't worry, it's not going anywhere. The property's staying there. Land can't move. Different thing with a car. But land can't move. What I'm trying to say is that if you want to buy this particular property, that's fine, but just check it out. Make sure it's not on a hillside, because of erosion, and things might have a habit of falling down into the seaside. We don't want that, or down the hill and into the gully. Gemma's going to fly, Scott. Scoot. Oh, okay. Oh, that's not bad. That's good. And that's good, Kevin. That really is good. Good price. Top price for these days and ages. And it's great that you got a firm price, which is good. Makes it easier. You know, you need to get them to look around the property. Have a look and see what it's like. The boss organised it all. She's the one with get up and go in her family. Yeah, well, it makes it easier because if you're there, you can go and have a look at the property afterwards. That's fine. You know, maybe take a day, maybe take a weekend and just cruise past and she shows you where it is and you just go for a walk and have a look. Okay, it's going to be overgrown probably. And you might need a whippersnipper to get rid of all that high grass and a pair of gumboots to stop the snakes biting you. But, you know, it is what it is. And you know in the back of your mind that I know I've heard stories, oh, we bought a block of land, it cost us this much. Well, wouldn't have cost you that much if you hadn't have gone. You just let your mum, you put a lot of trust in your mother-in-law and your father-in-law and your wife. There is a lot of trust. And if you love her internally, you need to trust her so much, you know, because this is your future saba or wife you're going to marry. So you need, and they know that because they marry a foreigner, he got, well, they think we're rich. Oh, that's fine. That's okay. I have not an issue with that. It's going to be like that because when you look at it, guys, the thing is, we live here in Australia. The boss always wants a discount and asks, yeah, hello, Verna Condon. How are you? Will do, mate. Thank you. Our regards to Gemma. And can't wait to catch up with you guys when she gets here. You know, it's one of those things you need to do, and that is put a lot of trust in your wife because she's your future Saba or future wife, and you know you're going to be putting down roots and you're going to be wanting to think. So the best thing to do is you need to work with her because she is your best translator when it comes to employees that help you build and their assistants, their tradies. You need to be how, yeah, just totally work with her. Show her what you want done. Explain what you want done. If they say they can do it a different way, that's fine. Let them do it that way. But if you show them the right, sort of the right way, which is you make it their way, you see what they do. So you know what they do and you know what's expected of them as they know what you want. So you've got to come to a compromise and be their friend as well as their boss. Not go harsh on them, not turn around and say, hey, I told you. No, you don't do that. You just go, hey, buddy, why don't we do it this way? And I'll show you, you know, make it easier to do. And you work with them because it pays to, when you're in the Philippines, it's a different country. And we all know that, especially when you're vacationing to when you're going to live there permanently. Sorry, Chris. Boss is the matriarch in the family, and she's the youngest. Yeah, well, that's true, you know. You've got to show, and they have respect for their own people when it comes to doing things, you know. Um, as I said, vacationing is different to actually living there. So when you're vacationing there, you can see what you want to do. You know, when we were there in 2000, when I was there in 2000 and everything, that's good. That's good. She, when you're there, she knows the employer. She might know a brother-in-law that's a carpenter, a builder, and argument's sake, a plumber. They know quite a lot of people. So you've got to respect what they do. Even if you don't like it, you've got to respect what they do. But if you can show them how you want it done in a nice way and be patient with them, it all works out in the end. And they have their ways, we have our ways. I've seen some dodgy builders here, cutting corners. It's not good that we always use family. Yeah, exactly. You always use the family and close friends, people you know, and you probably put a lackey on, which is a builder's assistant, builder's labourer assistant. They help doing bricks, show them how to do it, and show them where you want it done, and show them how you're going to put the house and where you want your stuff done. So it's all trial and error. The more you, even though your wife's the boss, you're the boss, so you need to show them a bit of respect because you're in their country. You are living there in their country when you decide, when you go home and you've got you've done all your partnership visas and stuff like that, and you got married, and your wife's come back to Australia or America or England, and they've got a job. So you're pulling your money together to build your home in the Philippines when you retire. So you need to work together on the house. If you're an architect and you know how to do things, well, that's fine. But remember, you can take your building drawings to an architect there and they will yeah, well, exactly, Chris. They will still do it their way. But that's their way. That's how they were taught. You know, you can't. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink, basically. And you need to have a lot more respect for their way of doing things, even if you don't think it's right. But if you show them and then go back and say, when you've got the walls up, when you've got the ceiling up, and you see a crack in the, say, the corner, you could say, come on, I'll give you the plaster, and you just patch that up, you know. Have proper ventilation in your house too, because over there it does get hot and you need airflow. Yeah, you need proper airflow in your house too as well. So I'm trying to come up with different designs, different thinking with hollow block for ventilation, and that when we as well as the what they call, is it rice paper, Chris? That type of where it overlaps each other, is that what they call rice paper type of thing? You need to you'll come across some good carpenters and good builders in the Philippines. But it's just a matter of just stepping back. And if you're not quite sure on whether it's right or not, you can ask. Oh, okay. Um, oh, okay, yeah, that's the material that crosses over. Even putting that where you want it, that has good airflow too. You know, you can go up, say, this from the floor to here, this high, with hollow block. I'm thinking when you put the hollow block like this, that's okay. But when you got the hollow block sideways, like I'm looking at you and looking through the hollow block sideways, is it going to be strong enough? That's my thinking. And what do I do to make it strong without it cracking under pressure? I'm still working that one out because I know when hollow block is like this, it's strong. But when hollow block is turned like that, will it be strong enough to hold another 2 lots before you put that making on there? So as the walls, it's no good for aircon. What's that they're making? But I have 2 ideas. That one and the other one is bringing some fly wire that we have here. Okay, alright. So I'll have to rethink my thoughts there on that one. But you know, it doesn't matter. Like the traffic. It's a different country. You just have to get used to it. You know. Here we have traffic lights. We have to stop. Over there, they have traffic lights. They do stop. They also have traffic lights with a seconds meter above them. So it gives you, 53 seconds, and it counts down to 1 before it gets to 0, and then you can go that way and they can go that way. I know Mandaluy's got it. I know probably some of the places in Manila got it. But gee, traffic. Yeah, peak hour. I guarantee you, in the Philippines, there will be that gap. Depends on if you live in the capital city of Manila, Makati, whether you live in Cebu, whether you live in Tagbilaran, whether you're in Bohol, whether you live in Leyte, Tacloban, there's going to be traffic. Mindanao, Davao, up the top of Summer City, well, it's not so busy up there because it's sort of. I went to Summer City when we landed to go and see our cousins. It's not so busy there, but I guarantee you, Davao down south would be, because it's a big city, and the traffic flow would be very slow. But you get used to it after a while. You can't do anything about it. It's the way it is. That's the way life is there. things don't get done in a hurry just because you want things done in a hurry, if you know what I mean. Like I was saying, we go back to the RTA, equivalent to theirs over there. I don't know what do they call the RTA in the Philippines. You just need to exercise a lot of patience. Live city, also busy traffic. I know by seeing videos of my dear friends James Tanner and Ness Tanner. LTO, that's right. And what does the LTO stand for? God, I'm putting you on under pressure here, Chris. The LTO, you go in there, you pay your bill. Take a number, you sit down. Same as you do in immigration when you go to get your passports done. When I mean that, I mean when you renew of or you want to extend your days there by another month, so you pay 3,000. Land Traffic Office. Hey, good boy. I'll give you a rubber stamp for that. Yeah, when you're in immigration, you have to wait. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen overnight. Whether you're getting an extension on your passport to stay there a little bit longer, if you've got a balik, because you're married to a Filipina, you have a Balikbayan passport, so you can stay there a whole year. If you've got a 13A, Section 13A, you still have to travel out of the country. Visa, yeah. You still have to travel out of the country at some point, whether you go back to America or whether you go back to Australia or England. You still have to go there. You still have to wait. You have to sit there if only 51 weeks exactly. And you have to sit there and you have to wait. And if they turn around and say, "Sir, you need to come back tomorrow," well, come back tomorrow. It's no use getting. You might have not put in the right information. You might need another declaration. I'm not going to Guam. Sorry. You might have to. It's 4 hours. Oh yeah, that's right. Because what's happening with China and everything like that, people are going to Guam, to Thailand, to Vietnam. Some even come back to Australia if you're a Yankee. It's one of those things. You just might have something that's missing that they want to see, so you might have to go and retrieve it, or you might have to go and find out. It might be your marriage certificate they need, it might be your birth certificate, it might be something else. There's always that extra little bit of paperwork in the Philippines, but they like to be precise in what they do. American territory. Yeah, well, it's one place I won't be going. I think I would rather go back to Singapore fly back to Changi and have a look around there for the day, and then I think it's only one day, isn't it? You have to fly out, so you can stay overnight and come back the next day. I want to go. So do I. But there's a lot, and when you have a lot of information, I'm not sure about the healthcare. It's on my list. Oh, okay. What armies? I'd like to go to Thailand, but I'm a bit au fait over Thailand as much as I like it official. Okay. Yeah, I'd like to go to Thailand and have a look around there. I'd like to go to. I've heard that people are friendly in Thailand, so I haven't got an issue with that. Changi Airport, I'd love to go back, have a look at where Changi is, have a look at Changi and look around, just if it's overnight. Officially, it's a week. Oh, okay. But, you know, um, if you have everything done, your shots and all that, you shouldn't have an issue. If you don't have your shots done, you know, they will put you on a blacklist and turn around and then say, why, sir, it won't hurt you to have this, despite what all your beliefs are, it doesn't hurt. I have a list of countries to go to. Oh, okay. So, you know, once you get all that sorted out, you could probably fly back to America. If you fly back to America, while you're there, are you thinking, oh, am I going to get back in the Philippines? Because my house is there, my family's there. But if you've overstayed your visa, they can either put you on a blacklist or, irrespectively whether you've had your vaccinations, for this other word that I can't, too far and expensive exactly, if you haven't had them, well, they could probably put you on an aeroplane because you've been blacklisted and you've been in the country too long. You don't know. There's nothing worse than having 20 cops roll up at your house and say, sir, you need to come with us. And if you turn around and say, why? Oh, you have overstayed your visa, sir, you need to go back to America or to Australia or to England, back to where you come from, and being blacklisted, you might not get back in the country for 5 or 6 years. So is it worth really missing your family? Because your family can stay because they're Filipino and Filipinos. Yeah. Your kids might be Filipinos, depending on whether you've got 10 or 20 or 3 or 4. Is it worth missing there growing up? Here's my wife. Say hello, sweetie. She just woke up. She going back to bed, I think. She's just picked up her dressing gown and she's going to go back to bed because it's warmer there. I don't blame her. Yeah, the boss. But, you know, I don't like, I'll just say your shots. I won't say what for. I don't want to be put on the thingo by having it, you know, what do they call it? Slash ban on your channel. But, you know, you get them, you get that all sorted out. And you can go back and forth vacation. Yeah. I think, yeah, I was trying not to say the word, because I don't want to be strike on my thing anymore, at all. Sorry. But yeah, if you get all those and that, you've got no problems. If you get a visa, I know with what's happened over the past 3 years, we haven't been back to the Philippines since 2018. But I know since over the 3 years, I've missed it. Missed not going there. I've been 4 times with what I've had to have with that. Do they still do that? I think so. Um, I've had mine 4. CJ's had 1. He needs another one. And Arlene's had her 3. Yes, 2018. I haven't been back since. But is it worth getting blacklisted for overstaying your visa? I don't think so. I think, if you get itchy feet and you want to take your family back over, I've been 10 times. Oh, you're lucky. I'll get back to you on that because I can't remember how long it's been since I've been back. I think 2010 over to meet Arlene. 2011. Oh, 2000, yeah, twice. Sorry, 2010, July, over. And then back in November of 2010, 25th of November. I can remember those days. I think the 14th, 2014, I think 2016, and 2018. So I've only been over 4 times. But in 2010, going over there to be married, 2011, I stayed there for a whole year. Yeah, well, go have it. It's worth it, It hasn't hurt you. It hasn't hurt me. I've been good. Okay, I've been up and down, but I've been good. I'm still alive. I'm not dead yet. It hasn't caused me. It's sorry. Excuse me. You're gonna have a little bit of a cough sometimes if you get it cold and you've been out in the rain or you've been outside. You're gonna get a bit of a cough, especially coming around winter time. Yes, I've had the cold chills twice, across the shoulders and down the legs. Yeah, I've had that. Excruciating, but I've had it. But it's only the first one was a real hard one. It knocked me for 6. And I think that's the one I'm trying to get over, the first one. Because I have been caught with it. It hasn't sort of, you sort of get over one and then you cop another little one on top. I have a new one, but I don't know if I can get it yet. Well, you got to find out through your doctor. That's all I can say. But it's not going to hurt you. It's only a needle. It's only thing. Yes, we'll give you. Oh God, I have pain in this arm for about a week or so. But I've had my 4. Whether they require us another one when we fly out, that's another thing. Whether it's going to be, you need your vaccination for next year. I say only 4, but if it's like a flu vaccine, that's fine. You just get over it. Next Monday I will ask. Yeah, just make sure you check out with your doctor and see if, I think it's Moderna, isn't it? The new one. But, that shouldn't stop you from leaving the country. And if you want to go back and see your family and you want to take your family over, organise your passports now and get them sorted out so you can go over before, Because let me tell you guys, there's nothing worse than being I haven't been blacklisted because I haven't stayed there over my visa. Every time my visa um, came due to leave, I got it extended. It cost me close to 300 pesos back in 2010. Sorry, Chris. At the moment, the Philippines wants 2 shots plus 1 booster. That's the same. That's See, I've had my 4, so I don't have to worry. I can get that uploaded off the computer and take it with me when we fly out. I'm got to find out about the health pass. Kevin and Gemma helped me out with that last time. I got to find out more about it, whether we need anything, especially flying back there. We'll see what happens. But as I said, it's no point being blacklisted, because if you get blacklisted and they know who you are, they will come and get you. And whether you've had your shots, they'll put you on the plane and send you back. And it's not worth the risk, guys. Seriously. Enjoy the Philippines for what the Philippines is. A beautiful country with lots of... I have seen the other side of the Philippines. There's some good people. I've written down their names for their channels, which I've seen. You just have to get an international certificate saying... Chris is just saying, you just have to get an international certificate saying what you have had. And so that makes it easier. I know, as I said, I know I haven't been blacklisted because basically I've done the right thing and I've gone and got my passport stamped the month before it was due to finish. Excuse me. So it made it easier to do. And if you do the right thing, you have not a stress. Health pass you have to do online within 24 hours of flying. Okay, so they've still got that in order. No problems. Thank you, Chris. It's much appreciated, buddy. I mean it. There's nothing worse than, like, if you don't want to fly out, well, the only other option is you do jail time. And that could be 3 to 4 weeks, could be longer, and there's nothing worse than being in a jail cell with a lot of people that have been put in there for other reasons. And let me tell you, you'll be fighting over the bed, and if you win, you're okay. If you lose, well, you don't want to go there, especially hang on. I'm trying to do it at the airport. You're too busy. But you've got to enjoy the Philippines for what it has. Beautiful islands, beautiful people, lovely people. I can't think any higher. I've never had an issue. Then again, I don't get aggressive. I don't curse off staff for doing their job. I sort of walk back and sit down and take a chill pill. Need a valid email address. Yes, I've got one. Even though they say it doesn't work sometimes, but it does. That's how I get my emails. I don't know how someone else says it doesn't. I'm going to take a CR break. I'll be back in a minute, guys. Sorry, guys. I'm just grabbing a fixed paper thing. Yeah, so, it just doesn't pay to be thing. I know there's a lot of people out there that say, oh, this about this and that about this and traffic and house when they build their house, what's happened to it, whether it be water or whether it be the way the setup is there. Look, as far as I'm concerned, if you leave to go to the Philippines and you're going on a holiday, you enjoy yourself on your holidays and you have fun. And that's what life's all about, just taking it easy, kicking back and that. But when you go back, you go home to America and you say, shit, I'd love to live back there. But when you're there on vacation, the thing is, you're not seeing the LTO, you're not seeing immigration, you're on your 30-day visa, which is a month, and you're going to beach resorts like Ocean Pearl and all these other good places that are out there. You're enjoying yourself. You're having a fun time with your Saba or your Filipino wife, sorry, and your family. You're enjoying it. You're having fun. You're taking time out. We've got our place where we are, we go to Marigondon, we go to the beach, we take the kids to the beach, and sometimes we take the neighbours. It's fun. You're just kicking back, you're relaxing, you're enjoying it, you're having fun, and all that. And when you go back to America and you go back to work and you're saving up your pennies and your wife wants to buy land, fine. But let her and her mum and her father go and check out the land first before you go and see it. Let them sorry, let them see what the place is like. Let them let your wife take photos of the property. It might be 300 square metres, might be 400 square metres, might be 100 square metres. You can always put a sari store. You could always buy another 100 square metres down the road and put in, if it's in a little province, you can always put a sari store there and spend 10,000 pesos, which is 300 Australian dollars, to fill the place with food. When you do that, don't put a credit on. It's not worth it, because you're losing business. You're there to make money. You're there to support your family. You're there to have your the sari store is supposed to support your family. You can have a big sari store on 100 square metres of land. Plus, you've got your land, your home that you're building, your land, you're getting your septic put in, you're building your water well over the other far end, and it's time to, you go back, you're going back on holidays, you go back and have a look and see what progress has been done, and you say, oh look, I want this done this way. That's fine, but they're always going to do it their way. That's natural. Their way is sometimes, you've got to realise too, like living in a place like where I am here, it's different. Your home's different here compared to over there. It's built out of hollow block, plaster's built out of, what do you call it, chipboard. And when you're doing the roof, you can use Collarbond, or you can use the other, the Collarbond. It is, and guttering, they use a different style guttering. Well, that's fine, but you need to tell them when you do build your place that you want the best, but it's hard because you're dealing with people that know their country's rainy season and their gutterings and what they use. So you're in their hands, and that's the good part about what I like about the Philippines. It's just a total beautiful place to live in, and I relax there when I go. I have no issues. I don't talk ill of the Filipino and Filipino people. I respect their way. If I, for argument's sake, you only get what you pay for. Yeah, exactly. The thing is too, also, Chris, as we've had talks on this many times, if I'm standing in a sari store and an old, elderly Filipino woman comes, Lola comes along, I'm going to let her be served first, because out of respect, it's her country, and I wouldn't think. And when they turn around and say, oh sir, but you were here for, no, it's all right, I'm in a hurry. Yeah, got all the time in the world. I'll let her go. Yeah. You might do it 4 times out of respect for their people. And then probably the 5th person would say, oh, he's let them go, I let him go now. It's his turn. So that's the way it is. You've just got to appreciate how they do things. Never get on a motorbike, tricycle with thongs. I've had the back of my heel clipped with the spoke run by. Just, geez, it hurt. I moved my foot forward. But the back of the heel didn't get hit. A thong went like that. But it smacked the rubber, smacked me in the foot, which hurt. But, you live and learn. You only learn once. And it's shoes. I know it's a pain. I take my, I got a pair of Cobra boots. I used to wear Bloodstones. Here in Australia we call them Bloodstones, and I wear the Caterpillar boots occasionally, which are over near by the door there. Now, with that, I wear boots when I'm over there. Okay, my feet might sweat, but my feet are going to be safe, especially if I'm on the back of the tricycle and my foot slips back onto the spoke. It'll just clip the boot. It's not going to hurt. And you might not be going fast anyway, but it's just enough to, give you a bit of a sting. So it's better to wear boots. Even I found wearing boots on the jeepney, when you're getting on the back of the jeepney, sometimes your thongs will slip. And if you've got big toenails, your toe can clip the aluminium checker plate on the back foot stand and go reef it right out. So you need, I just wear boots when I'm there. Not all the time, only when I'm going out. When we're going to places, I'll wear boots and shorts. Because it's good. Yeah, it's easier. But you take a lot in when you're there, and you enjoy it when you're on holidays. But when you go back to America and then come back to decide to move, or Australia, and you decide to move there permanently, you need to take stock that, you might have to go to the water board. No, fine, you can go to the water board. I go in, when I went there, I go in with my wife or my mum. She'll show me where, you might have to take a number and sit down and wait until you get served. And then when you get up, you hand them the water bill and they process it for you. And just be nice to pay when you're walking, before you walk out, or when you're there. And the utmost respect is needed when you're living there, because it's different. Things change. You're building. You've got Filipino workers building your house. You've got probably your father-in-law and his brother, and their family, and you've got to respect the way they do things. Oh, sure, it's different, but service in shops, did I have a problem? No. Um, I basically gave Arlene the money, especially when we went into Greenwich to have pizza. She ordered. I sat down with CJ. He was only one at the time. Mum, Dad, brother. So you have to pay for the family. Big deal. It's not going to hurt you. If you saved up a lot of money, you can't go wrong. It ain't going to hurt. Helping your family out. Helping your wife's family out. I was pretty straightforward. I said, look, I'll help you out as long as you don't, break my trust. And that's what it is, just a trust issue. I trust them and they trust me. We send money over for our land, for big buying boxes we send over. You know, Mum and Dad are forever grateful of what we send them. And because, Arlene married a foreigner, but Arlene's put them straight, basically. We can only pay with what we can pay. With my wage the way it is, we start next month in segregating money to go to different areas of our bank books, and that way we've got money when we go over there. But taking the family out to dinner is good. Shouting them's good. Thanks, Chris. When we go with family to the beach, often the neighbours' kids. A good friend of mine had the same thing done to him. He wasn't too happy, but I said to him, that's life in the Philippines, mate. When you marry a Filipina, the family comes, and so does the neighbourhood kids. Maybe the father and the mother of the neighbourhood kids come too. And, it's only going to cost you like, what was it? Ocean Pearl cost us 500 pesos per person. Yeah, but look, mate, I love kids and I enjoy kids, and I just enjoy our family life and what we have. And I'm grateful for even though I don't go to church, I'm grateful for the Lord Almighty for giving me my beautiful wife that I met, and her beautiful family, and my sister AI, and my two brothers, Paul and Alexis, and my sister-in-law Tina, and my nieces, Joey, Rai, April, Feb, and Arjun. I really adore them so much. I really adore the Philippines for what it has. It's no, you go to shops and see the timber supply. When we went there, and we might need something on our house in Pajak. Hapon might need some nails. Well, I'll give him a bag of nails. I'll just give him the money and say, go on, get up. What else we need? Maybe new doorknobs for the house, door locks. New flywire screen, new flywire door, some new toilet door, which these things sometimes, especially when you look at the size of the bathrooms, hell, they're gonna um, they're gonna rot. They're only made out of ply 2x4 or an inch thin and um, cut out. And things have a habit of breaking, and you need to repair them. It's just general maintenance, the same as when we brought our Suzuki multi-boy, multi-van, multi-boy. Might as well have a picture of Astro Boy on the front, on the sides, I should say. But, like some of them have good graffiti designs on their cars and they look good. Airbrush murals, they look nice. Especially some of the multi-vans that go up and down the highways with the fog lights on, even though they're not connected, they can have them on there. Some are, not all multi-cab, yeah. But, that's just the way it is. And it is no use, as I say, getting all steamed up for what? Um, People telling how it is in the Philippines. Well, I just shake my head. I've got a couple of good friends that I watch, I sit back, I listen, but I don't criticise. They're just blowing off a little bit of steam because I need someone to talk to. It's not right, but yeah, you're going to have issues. You shouldn't go there in the first place to live after you've been there on vacation. No, it's going to pick up in the Philippines. It will pick up. It will get back to normal. Things will change. Things will change for the better. But it's only natural that you're going to have a gripe here or a gripe there or crack the shits about this, crack the shits about that. But when you're building your new home on your land away, that's what we did. That's what said Darlene. She said to me that cousins got land open. And I said, yeah, okay, how much? 5,000 pesos. Okay, no worries, that's fine, that's cool. That was for the first 100 square metres. Then she said, my cousin is selling another lot. This was, I think it was about a year after we bought the second one. Same thing, 5,000 pesos. I thought, okay, no worries, she's fine. And then they decided to open another lot. But the guy that had the other bit of land, he's just opened that for, it's 100 square metres. It's a little bit less. And I said, Darlene, well, it's a little bit less. And he wants how much? And he only wants 3,000 pesos. And I thought, well, that's not bad. And because it's on the flat, it'd be ideal for the water tank. Because we're going to put the septic up near where the house is. Makes more sense. And the closed laundry, which will be joined onto the house eventually. So the CR, like you saw on my video of Lauriston Falls, if we did it that way, it'll be ideal. And just put the laundry built onto it. So, because I want the laundry separate. I don't want the laundry with the toilet and the shower and a little sink, and with the laundry just put bench around, place for Arlene to iron, and a washing machine just in there. You don't need a dryer. Not over there in the Philippines. It's a waste of time buying a dryer. Just buy a washing machine and put the washing machine in there with the ironing. You don't need an ironing board, you only need a bench, and you can use that to iron on. Makes it easier, you know what I mean? Put some shelving in there to put some, maybe the towels for the shower in there. Change them regularly. That way they're not getting moist and damp and going green. Get me gangrene, you know what I mean? But it's really how I've managed to plan, because when we were up at Lauriston Reservoir 3 weeks ago, I think it is now, I saw the top. It's on one of my videos. It's on Lauriston Reservoir video, and you'll see the CR. And like they had the toilet here, and you could had room for a shower. Had the sink at the door there. You could put a shelf around and put a mirror and put your eau de colognes there. You don't have to get too fancy. And then maybe probably put a nice, but an old, like an old cupboard, but a nice one, or you can get one from Save More or one of the shopping centres, and just put it in a corner and put some rat, the Talon rat packs there, and it stops the rats and the mice come, so they're not burying themselves in the towels, going, oh, this Mr. Waghorn, he's a good bloke, made me a bed. And with the laundry, as I said, rail, shelf, another cupboard, just a easy move in, move out type of cupboard. Leave it there and put some rat thingies at the bottom of it, because that's where they'll go first before they go upstairs to sleep. And they'll eat the stuff and then they'll go. But it's ideal, and you can put a little wash basin in there, I suppose, and the water tank that was outside, if you check that video out of Lauriston Falls, supplied the water for the septic to flush, and for the hand wash thing, you can have a soap dispenser, whether it be hanging or whether it be sitting on the next to the basin. You could probably put a plastic, like you get your strawberries, you wash that out and you just put the soap and your thingo in there, and then you got your washing machine, and you could probably put another, I suppose, like a similar to an ironing board in there, make it come down, and your wife can do the ironing in there, and that with maybe put a fan, one of those little 3 fans in there, so she's cool. Probably a tall one on the bench, and keep that little room cool, because you're not going to be in there. You're only in there to dry your clothes or wash the clothes or an iron, and if you know an iron, you can easily fold them and just put them away, back inside the house when the house gets built. So they're just things I'm tinkering with up here at the moment. Um, as the Tin Man said, if I only had a brain. Um, was that the line? I think that was the line. Um, we're style a house over there. Um, we're gonna have a slab. I know that much, and the house is going to be lengthways. So and 2-story with the stairs inside the house, not outside the house. I don't believe. Different opinions people have with the way they build their style of house. I prefer to have the staircase inside the house than outside the house. It makes it easier. Fence along the property. Well, this is the big question. This is the question I've always thought. If I have a wire fence, at the moment we've got dwarf coconut plants as our boundary. There's 2 big coconut plant trees I want at one end, going down to Uncle Gooding's place. The other 2 I want at the back, as next to the driveway. So when you come in, you've got 2 big coconut trees, and you drive through, and then we'll put it like a carport on the back of the house, and might even put it alongside the house. We'll see how things go, because we can access our place from the back road, because where it is now, you have to walk in from the bottom. So if you go up the back road, you can come in behind the house, behind the land, and go in. But we've got to find a right of way. That's the thing. If you've got a track, which is a right of way on your property, you cannot build on that, because that is a right of way for the locals, because they've used it. Even though if it goes through, you can reroute it, but you can't build on it. So what we will do with our right of way is we'll use, hopefully find out at the back that comes into the property, we will fence it off, but we will do the right of way outside the boundary of our land. There's a right of way on my right side, which will be on my left side when I turn that way. The right of way is a way where the local people, Filipino and Filipinas, walk through. Now, you can't by law build over it, but you can change it. You can, because if it's going through your property, then it's going to be annoying for people. Right away has to be 4mm. Right, Chris, can you move that? If your property has the right of way through the middle of your property, can you move that to one side for a car? Yeah, that's right. That's what my dear friend Rickshaw Philippines. Hey, here you go, buddy. And Faye and Geronimo, Dorothy, and little Maddie There you go. Big shout out to you guys, and big shout out to Tropical Tim. You can move it, okay. So you can move your right away and divert it on the side of your property. That's no problem. I know, as I'm talking to you, on my right, there is a right of way. It comes through the other property and goes through Uncle Boogie's. But it also comes down at the back of our place and down the hill. So that I will leave. But the other right of way that's at the back of our property, we've got to find out whether it goes through to our property so we can drive through in there. So we're going to look at that. I will get Arlene to ask Cousin Gib to have a look at that before we start, because at the moment with our boundary line being used, dwarf coconut plants, and have the two big, as I said, one at the back of the property as a driveway coming in, and we'll probably park the car at the back of the property, and at the back of the house, sorry, because there's a nice sheltered tree area behind us, but I don't think that's on our boundary line, so we have to check that out too as well, which will make it easier. So we're going to look at that. There's plenty of things you've got to look at when you're buying land. We knew the right of way was there. I knew the right of way was there. Good night, Scott. I'll have to go. Okay, mate, no worries. She's cool. All's good. Have a good night, Chris. Take care. Our love to Ronald Lynn and Chris and the family back over there in Leyte. Catch you later. Yeah, so that's basically what we're going to do and get done. But as I said, guys, you just show a bit of kindness and a bit of love, and sometimes you might have someone cheese you off, but just smile at them, and say, yeah, no worries, you're fine. It's no use being mad all the time at them. It's better to make friends, have a good relationship with your neighbours, have a good relationship with the people there, and enjoy life, because that's what it's all about. You go through life with a chip on your shoulder, it's not going to do you any good, let me tell you, especially over there. People turn around and they turn around and say, oh, you complain all the time, you do this all the time, you do that all the time. You walk around with a chip on your shoulder all the time, it's not going to benefit you, it's not going to benefit them. They're just going to turn around and say, oh, he's a nasty foreigner, and you get a name for yourself, and people turn around and go, oh God, this guy, he complains all the time about this, and he complains all the time about that. It's better just to let it be. If you've got land, like if you built where you built, and you got land, whether it be down in Liver City, whether it be down Davao, whether it be Jumageddon, whether it be Iloilo, it is better to be friends with your fellow. Okay, you might have someone that might cheese you off, but that's going to happen. We get them here. Yeah, I get them here. I got bit, and I was going through, like we've got here, seriously, we've got 4 crossways before we get before we get out of town. Yeah, I could go, well, the new way's built, but it takes me out of where I want to go. So it's divert, like if I, because the new underneath the rails finished now and all completed, I could go that way, but I've got to, lately I've been going that way to take CJ to Kinder, which is okay, but it doesn't suit me. But if I've got to go Buller Road past the airport, I have to go through town. So we've got 4 intersections, so I have to go for. I could go the next way, but the lights seem to take forever to go to green when I get out there. And usually I'm not in a hurry, but if you're going somewhere, there's nothing more annoying than being stuck in traffic. And I agree, I like to being stuck in traffic at the best of times myself, but I can't do anything about it. That's They got them on solar down there, and you might see it tomorrow. When I might go that way tomorrow because it might be easier to get out. But since the new under the rail has been built, I don't have to go that way because CJ's school's over that way. So it makes it easier to do that. But it's great to have a tricycle. We've got the little Suzuki multivan that does us just fine for the family, and it also fits other relatives because Dad puts chairs in the back, which I mean to tell him to get another seat, 2 seats mounted in there, and find out how much it is to get 2 more bench seats mounted in there so the kids can sit like that at the back of the other seat, because you've got your driver's seat, your passenger seat, and you've got the seat behind where the sliding door opens, and at the back there's nothing. So if we got 2 seats built like that, 2 bench seats built like that, it'd be ideal for the kids. And if they fold up ones, it doesn't matter because they can clip in and make it easier. So we're thinking of doing that as well. So you have to have a little bit of peso left to do little jobs on the car. Are we going to keep it? That's another question mark. Are you going to keep the little Suzuki multi-cab? I like it. We spent money on it. We put new tyres on it. We've got the body fixed up inside and out. So, over there, because we're on an island, rust factor, even though it takes ages to rust, they do rust pretty quickly when you don't look at it. They get that red cancer in them and you can't get it out. But, oh lordy, there's always something. And because we've got the other place, the other land in Cordova, we're going to build on that. And it's only, I'm not sure what we got there, but yeah, we're going to build on that and probably have a balcony at the back so we can see the city lights. And the port of Cebu. So that'll make it easier as well. And that'll be like a well, if we do that, it will be good because what we'll do is we'll rent the house that Mum and Dad's in now out, and Mum and Dad will go in the one in Cordova, which is not too far. So, now we've got a few things up our sleeve. Trust me. I'm not a used car salesman, but life's good, and you just enjoy it when you're there and have fun. It's no use getting mad at the world because no one's going to change. And in the Philippines, especially, things are relatively been like it since I was there in 2010. Big shout out to Ruth and Tom, Philippine Adventures, and big shout out to Hazy Cheesy and Marilyn Kaminsky and Ann Solo and Flexigirl JB. Big shout out to you guys. Tropical Team in the Philippines, big shout out. Philly in the Philippines. Look, Hannah Grace, big shout out to you. Big shout out to Philo in the Philippines and Jonah. I will be back soon, mate. Terrence and Beth. A foreigner farming in the Philippines, Brian and Marisol. Also, big shout out to my little mate down in Davao there on Panabo. William and Chick, big shout out to you guys. Love you both, and we love you both. Can't wait to get back home to see you all soon, and enjoy. Have a great night, guys. Also, big shout out to Judy Fisher, Mars Bankard, Rena Roberts, and Mike Roberts. Big shout out to you guys. Sir Jay, Kevin Nash's Kitchen, and Lagai Abrades. Big shout out to you. Big shout out to Tito Chris. Big shout out to Tito Tim. Big shout out to Bud Brown and Gloria. Big shout out to Aris Chavez, Sammy. Also, the Aussie and the Filipina, big shout out. Haven't seen you on doing videos much. I know you're busy over there in Perth. Enjoy. Remember, life is good. Big shout out to the Cruns, Brennan family. Big shout out to Smugs. Big shout out to Sean's Amazing Adventures and Karina. Haven't forgotten you either, mate. Yes, I am getting back to being a lot better than I was over the last couple of months. Yes, it has thrown me. No, that's not what caused me to have relapse a couple of times, and I haven't been on. It's just one of those things. It's gonna fray you here and there, but once you get over it, it's not bad. It's nothing to be frightened of. Go and do what you have to do, get it done, get it out of the way, and put up with a little bit of pain like I have. It will show you. Also, make sure you get a doctor's or medical certificate. Find out by your doctor if you can take certain ones. Yes, I am avoiding a copyright strike. Seriously, it's too much. So Flexigirl JB, MK, Shooting Star, big shout out to you guys. Big shout out to Adrian Gibson there in Perth. Wow, dude. Check out the Rileys. Big shout out to you guys. Bill and Mercy, I hope you can get back over to the Philippines soon. Big shout out to the Hapsters, uh, Arthur and Ruthie and Arthur's Adventures. Big shout out to our Heart, Abicio, and the crew. Big shout out. Thank you guys. I owe a lot to you guys. Also, a big shout out to Shalharan. She was only over here not long ago. I hope you enjoyed your trip up in the north, and I hope you get a chance to come down here south next time you come out. Not Sydney. No, stay away from Sydney. They've only got a big coat hanger up there. Oh, that's alright. Sydney is a nice city. It is a good city, and I'm just not a New South Wales person, sorry. But big shout out, as I said, to Kevin and Gemma, and good to see that you're coming out here. Gentlemen, our dear friend there in Danau, and little Nathaniel, big shout out to you. Andrew Cross, big shout out to you, mate. And a very big shout out to all my subscribers. I'll get to all of you soon. Take care. Catch you later, Tropical Team, and Wishful Wonder. Love you guys. And Darksider, big shout out. Tom Patrick, big shout out to you. Enjoy your week. I'll see you tomorrow night, 12 o'clock Australia time, 10 o'clock Philippine times. Oh, big shout out to Joe and Jimmy Journey, as he also helped me out, and our love and our regards. I haven't got you on my messenger. I searched, and I don't know, something's happened since I've changed phones, so, and I'm going to change phones again soon. I'm going back to Samsung. This one's pulsate every time I take a video outside, and I'm sick of trying to fix it. So that's why I probably haven't done many videos, guys. Enjoy your night. Have a good evening, all. Take care. And from me, Arlene and baby CJ, mahal kita, Ziggy bye.